In this video, we are going to explain you how to determine place of supply under GST. In interstate supply of goods and services, the location of the supplier and the place of supply are in two different states or union territories, or in a state and a union territory. It also includes supply of goods or services imported into India till they cross the custom frontiers. When the supplier is located in India and the place of supply is outside India. When the supply is done to or by special economic zone developer or unit, or when the supply is done in a taxable territory. In intrastate supply of goods and services, the location of the supplier and the place of supply of goods and services are in the same state or union territory, but there are some exceptions to this, like supply of goods or services to or by a special economic zone developer or unit, or goods imported in India till they cross the custom frontiers, or supply made to a tourist. In the case of supplies in territorial waters where the location of both the supplier and the recipient is in territorial waters, the place of supply will be deemed to be the nearest coastal state or union territory where the nearest point of appropriate baseline is located. The place of supply of goods other than in the case of imports and exports are of many types, like where the supply involves movement of goods and place of supply will be the location of the goods where delivered to the recipient. Where the goods are installed at a site, the place of supply shall be the place of installation, etc. If the goods are imported into India, the place of supply shall be the location of the importer, and if the goods are exported from India, the place of supply shall be the location outside India. There are 4 cases to identify the location of the recipient. Where the supply is received at a place of business for which the registration has been obtained, the location will be such place of business. Where a supply is received at a place other than the place of business for which registration has been obtained, the location will be such fixed establishment. Where a supply is received at more than one establishment, the location will be the establishment most directly concerned with the receipt of supply. In absence of such places, the location will be usual place of residence of the recipient. There are 4 cases to identify the location of the supplier. Where the supply is made from a place of business for which the registration has been obtained, the location will be such place of business. Where a supply is made from a place other than the place of business for which registration has been obtained, the location will be such fixed establishment. Where a supply is made from more than one establishment, the location will be of the establishment most directly concerned with the provision of the supply. In absence of such places, the location will be the usual place of the residence of the supplier. Online information and database access means those services whose delivery is done by information technology over the internet or an electronic network. Types of services which includes online information and database access are advertising on the internet, online gaming, online supplies of digital content, etc. A supplier of a non-taxable territory who supplies online information and database access to a person who is a non-taxable online recipient, the supplier would be the one to pay integrated tax on such supply. But there is an exception. An intermediary located in the non-taxable territory who arranges the supply shall be the recipient, except in some cases. The invoice issued by the intermediary clearly identifies the service in question and its supplier. The intermediary involved is not responsible for the payment. The intermediary involved does not authorize delivery, and the general terms and conditions are not set by the intermediary but by the supplier. The supplier of the online information take a single registration under the simplified registration scheme for the payment of GST. Export of goods means taking goods to a place outside India. Export of service means the supply of any service, but it's subject to many conditions and all of them are mandatory, such as the place of supply should be outside India, the payment is done in convertible foreign exchange, The supplier should be located in India and the recipient should be located outside India, and both should not be merely establishments of a distant person. Import of good means bringing goods into India from a place outside India. Import for services means the supply of any service where the supplier is located outside India and the recipient is located in India and the place of supply is also in India. To know more on GST, please refer to other videos by Legalraasta. You can also log on to our website www.legalraasta.com. In fact, you can get GST registration and GST filing services from Legalraasta. CAs or accountants can use Legalraasta software for filing GST return. Call us at 875 000 8585 for more details.